Outside over Discovery Green. That's our Avenida Houston camp. Guys, I actually opened my windows this morning. Fall is finally here.
I don't know
So
for how
exciting.
long, but it definitely is here today.
So enjoy today.
Enjoy today.
It could be all we have. Okay, so welcome back to Houston Life.
All right, taking it serious though. All right, in the wake of all the allegations against Harvey Weinstein, there has been a new level of awareness and really a conversation when it comes to sexual harassment.
And you know, I'm so glad that we are now having this conversation. Here to help us continue that conversation and share some professional advice, please welcome certified sex therapist Emily De Ayala with Revive Therapy and Healing. Emily, welcome back to the show.
Thanks for having me back.
So, holy cow. I mean, talk about the last week. Everything, I mean, social media is blowing up.
I know.
Right now.
I know. This whole hashtag #MeToo campaign has been amazing. I mean, I really don't think there's a single woman who hasn't in some way been impacted by this kind of thing.
And by the way, that hashtag #MeToo campaign, if you're not familiar, people are using the hashtag #MeToo and sharing their own experience.
Or just posting it, truly, just to say, like, you know, this is broader.
Not everyone feels comfortable sharing their personal experiences, but just, you know, doing the hashtag #MeToo, I think it's a movement of solidarity and showing people that we're not alone in this.
And you know, I think that's really the only good thing that's come out of this, is that we're having this conversation now, because for years, I mean, either it was dismissed or you just didn't say anything, which is even worse, right?
I think that was the big problem, is so many women are afraid to speak up because some of these kinds of allegations can be harder to prove. When there's no physical evidence, it can feel like it's my word against theirs. And so I really want to talk a little bit today about understanding the differences between sexual harassment, sexual offending behavior, and then really what consent means, because I think there's a lot of misinformation out there around that.
So why don't we start with sexual harassment? What exactly is sexual harassment?
Most of the time when we're talking about sexual harassment, we're talking about it in a workplace context, but it can happen in other contexts as well. And it can be kind of quote unquote more surface level harassment, like exchanging, lewd emails or telling jokes that are sexually explicit. And it can be kind of gray because with some colleagues, they may think it's funny. For others, it can create what's called a hostile work environment. And when it starts to feel hostile and unsafe, that's when you have to report it. We take it a step further when it enters into that quid pro quo level. So that's like, I'm not going to give you the promotion unless you give me this sexual favor. And that is illegal. But again, I think a lot of women are afraid to speak up about this because you're dependent on this person for your job. And if you don't have proof, like in an email or in writing, sometimes it can feel like it's difficult to prove. But there are steps you can take.
And you know what's interesting too, I mean, just going back to the Weinstein case, I mean, that's basically what that is.
Exactly.
It started off that way.
You'll get this role in this movie or
Right.
this TV show if you, whatever. The casting couch in Hollywood.
Exactly. And it can be sort of a grooming process. It starts off maybe more subtle and then eventually turns into more overt sexual behavior. And in his case, there are now allegations of more overt sexual offending behavior. And sexual offending is essentially any behavior in which the person on the other side has not provided their consent for. And I think a lot of times we think of that more, directly like in the context of rape, but even someone exposing their genitals to you, if you have not provided consent to see that, that's a sexual offense punishable by law, period.
So they don't have to actually touch you.
Exactly.
There does not have to be physical contact.
There does not have to be physical touch. And I think the word consent is really important to break down too. I think a lot of times we think of consent like the legal age of consent. But if someone is not sober enough to provide consent, if they are disempowered, in such a way that they can not provide consent, that is equally punishable by law.
What would you say maybe to have this conversation with kids as far as teenagers? I mean, of course, there's child actresses and actors, and some of these women have come forward and said, I was so young, I didn't know what I was, doing, or I didn't know what the circumstances was going to lead to. What's that age that we should talk to kids about this type of behavior?
Oh my gosh. I mean, I think you need to start having the conversations in an age-appropriate way as early on as you can. I mean, I think a lot of parents will say things like it's only okay for mom and dad or for your doctor to look at you or touch you. But also role-playing with them, teaching them, okay, if someone does something that makes you feel uncomfortable, how are you going to respond to that? Because just giving people the information isn't enough sometimes. So that's what I do with my clients a lot of times is we will sit in the office and role play until they feel comfortable. Because a lot of times I'll tell them, okay, this is what you say. And I'll say, now say it to me. And they freeze. Because when we're in that circumstance, our nervous system activates and we can get into that fight or flight or freeze and sometimes say nothing because we feel paralyzed. So the more you practice, the more empowered you'll feel to speak up.
An example of this could be, you know, someone making an inappropriate comment or doing something inappropriate in the workplace or...
Exactly, and I think the first step is to confront that person directly. So, you know, that kind of language really makes me feel uncomfortable. If it continues, threaten to tell your supervisor and then follow through on that threat. You know, you're setting a boundary for yourself. If you have to go to HR, you have to go to HR. And then if you have to, you know, take legal action, that is the next step.
And, you know, we have about 30 seconds, but I do want to touch on this briefly, is that why do you think that some of these people suffer in silence, that they just feel like they have nowhere to turn?
I think it's fear. You know, it's fear. And again, this Weinstein guy is one of the most powerful men in Hollywood. These women's livelihood was dependent on their career. One thing I want to leave off on, there's a great video that was popular a couple years ago. They compare consent to a cup of tea. So just Google consent is like a cup of tea, and it's a great illustration on, you know, the do's and don'ts of consent and really what that means. I recommend everyone watch it.
Okay, we got to leave it there.
Absolutely.
Right.
Thanks for coming in, Emily.
Thanks,
great
guys.
points as well. And to connect with Emily, log on to revivetherapy.com.
We can talk about that all hour. Want a whiter smile without the hassle of going to the dentist? Lauren Kelly from Mix 96.5 and I also recently learned about a product that promises to give you a brighter smile in just 5 minutes. We'll be right back.